about right.
I know exactly where we can start. So,
guess who's back? Quest G.
it's Quest G, y'all. So, since last time, I've learned a lot. Lost a lot of good weight. Been in the gym.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Let's freaking go.
I feel more closer to my highest self. Actually, I know my highest self is in here.
Let's freaking go.
Right here, right now.
Let me just double check the audio.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
I just want
My highest self is in here.
Ooh.
I'm feeling closer.
Let's
For some
fucking go.
reason, I have this weird connection to like me having my braids back to my higher self. It's weird, I know, but just let it happen.
Well, when you get your braids back and then you shave it, it'll be super viral.
Right, exactly. And just shave it with the braided up.
Oh.
Every time I shave my head, why does it go viral? You think? Why do you think?
I don't know.
Like,
It's
it
because
goes
it's
crazy.
stimulating. It's so stimulating.
That's what it is.
I like to. I mean, I watch shit. Like sometimes like, when I'm scrolling, I get stuck on people just doing some shit. It's like something totally random. Like even like I'll watch like how-to barber things sometimes. They're just like barbers showing how to do a fade and you're just watching.
Something
You're
as
like,
simple
what?
as people folding clothes.
Yeah, that
or
too.
doing dishes. It's one of those things where there's a start to finish. It's like a quick story.
Yeah.
And it's sped through.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. But like the last one I posted almost had like 44 million views, and I'm like,
That's kind of crazy.
So that's why it's so hard for me to grow my hair out, because I'm like,
Let me just
every
shave
time I
it.
do this, I get 44
Let me get a
million.
boost. Let me get a 44 million boost.
That's literally whenever I'm going through a creative block, I shave my head. But
like I don't know what to do. Let me.
But I'm growing back out right now, and hopefully I can grow it back out because I miss my braids. But
Let's freaking go.
that's where we can start with this, because I have had a creative block. What do you do when you have creative blocks, man?
Dude, I don't even look at it as it's like an exercise. I don't look at like creativity as like it's just an exercise. Like Jerry Seinfeld talks about, like he just still writes jokes like every single day as like a habit, it's just a muscle. So you just do it. Like I mean, I film everything, and so like when I film everything, you know how I'm just like going through life or whatever, and if I hear like a song on TikTok or whatever that I like, and I'm like, damn, I am hella feeling this vibe, then I'll just make a video to that song. It's kind of similar to what we used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
And then just like doing that shit every single day, and then even if it's not like if it's just a boring thing and I'm just like giving game or something, it's just I do it every single day, and like
Just
sometimes
document.
it's good, sometimes it's bad, but regardless I'm like showing up and fucking
So
putting
that's
in the
where
work.
the document
too, right?
over create is probably better. And then once you document everything, then you can just put together whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But so that's, I remember telling you on the phone, like I think it was yesterday or the day before, but back in when I started doing the videos to the songs,
Yeah.
I had this really deep like passion for doing that, because I just loved editing to this music with the visuals and making it and transferring my perspective of how I see the world so everybody else can see that my perspective. And that was where my passion came from. And then I switched it up thinking that I was like, oh, it's boring. But
Really?
And I learned since then, literally just like this month, I was like, dude, I'm not going to say if, because I'm glad that I did switch it up now, because I learned this now, that don't switch shit up. Once you find something you're passionate about, and you know that that's what you love, and maybe you can make tweaks here and there, but don't totally switch it up. That's a huge, I'm telling anybody, any creators listening, that is such an important thing, is do not switch up, because I was making like 3 to 4 videos a day because I was so passionate about it. Like I'm almost choking up because I'm like, damn, Quest. So I'm trying to get back to that, because literally I feel that that firing passion again to just edit to songs and stuff, because I see people doing it nowadays and they're freaking amazing at it, and they're doing amazing. I'm thinking like, Quest, you could have been doing this the whole time.
Dude, well, if it makes you feel better, I didn't start doing that again until like only like maybe 6 months ago or whatever. Yeah, so like it's all good. I mean, I think like us, we've been doing it till like I think we're becoming like, OGs established in the game, but like we've been doing it so long. So like I think in the beginning it was similar. It's like I fell in love with it. Like it was so fun and exciting or whatever. Then it turned into a job. Like, then it was like I'm doing this so much for other people, and it's just like camera work. And it was like that for years, low key. Like I got attached to that. Like I didn't want to do anything for myself for years, bro. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars just not even doing shit for myself at all. Zero, all client shit. And then
I guess you kind of have to go through that, huh?
Yeah, and then I lost lost the passion to it. It's not like I wanted to create anything. I didn't really care. I associated it with work. And then, bro, that DJI Osmo, it's so crazy. That little fucking camera, it was so crisp, so fun to shoot with, so good. And I just started whipping up like edits, like brah, brah, brah. And ever since that little camera came in my life, like, bro, my business has exploded, my brand's exploded, everything.
Something
and
as simple as that.
Dude, it's just, that's what reignited the passion for like the creator aspect.
I cannot explain how happy I'm to hear just something like that, dude, because there's a lot of time, because I've been spending a lot of time alone, a lot. And I believe that that's the reason why I became so self-aware, is because spending time alone and, you know, thinking about your thoughts, putting my phones away, detoxing from just every life, but then looking yourself in the mirror and just understanding what the fuck is going on in my brain. You know what I mean?
That's powerful.
Because I like tweeted something or something like that. Like, I'm looking at my old photos and I'm like, Quest, you raw dog the fuck out of life.
I saw that.
And like, dude, it's like I was in autopilot, which if I didn't go through that autopilot, it was a good feeling. Don't get me wrong. Going through autopilot was a great feeling because I was heading in the right direction still. But that right direction had like little things stemming off that was drugs and then drinking and then partying and then females. But I was still heading in the right direction. Now, in my 30s, I feel like I'm going in that right direction, just smoother. You know what I mean? Just a little bit smoother. And then the every day it just feels a little bit more smoother because I just figure it out more and more.
The self-development aspect, bro. I wish like I would have gotten to, I didn't get into you got into self-development in your 30s. I didn't start self-development till I was 28.
I keep forgetting you're not the same age as me. Keep going.
I'm going to be 34, bro.
Damn.
And the 29th.
Oh, yeah. You have the same birthday as my sister. Wow.
Yeah, the
That's
29th,
wild.
bro. I'll be 34. Isn't that crazy? I don't know how life, kept going, but shit, where was I going with that? Oh, I wish I would have just started reading books and self-development way sooner. Like my consciousness would have been way further expanded.
So here's a little clip for you. So if you didn't have start a family, where do you think you'd be right now? And when you think about this, don't think too deep because I don't want it to calcify. Yeah. But like really just be like, yeah, this.
Well, dude, I don't know. It's hard to say because like my wife, shout out to Judy, she like really is what helped me pursue the trajectory of like self-development. And like, dude, when she met me, it was still like 2008. I didn't have anything, it was in the apartment. I was just beat my case. I mean, 2028. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
2028. I didn't have shit.
2028. It's not even 2028.
2018.
I was like, are we in the future?
I'm living in different space realities, bro. Quest came in here, space realities shifted, dude.
I like that. Okay, you met her 2018.
2018, and I was still like just beat my case. I fucking didn't have anything. That apartment, I was living with my dad. My dad got deported. Didn't have shit. She came right into my life right in that point in time. And then we built Pathfinder together. I mean, we started Pathfinder, right? As our crew or whatever. But then by the time it was that time, everyone nobody was fucking with Pathfinder, and it was just a dead brand. And I remember hitting up Andy like, "Yo, can I take this and run with it or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure." So I whatever. She helped me develop my whole success. So it's hard to say that I would have became as successful as I have without her. But sometimes I think of my life in an alternate reality. Like if I was single and I'm moving how I'm moving now, I would be fucking probably making way more plays because I structure everything and move plays and do things based around my family now.
Right.
So but that's good because I'm able to hire people and then they're able to provide for their family off of my opportunity and stuff.
Right.
So it's balances out. So if I was single, I don't know if I'd amass the same level of success or if I would have got there quicker or later or whatever. One thing is you are single and you've developed this level of self-development. So I think I would have gotten to it eventually,
But it would, I think, for what it's worth, I think, first of all, let me preface this by, I believe that humans, when you met Judy, you just met yourself in a different perspective.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, she came in the perfect timing that it's literally just you and you colliding and took Pathfinder and really gave it form. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it I believe that was a reason. There's a reason why that happened because it was something that you deep down wanted and it manifested at the perfect timing.
Yeah.
So that's why I said don't think about it too deep, because if it didn't happen, it didn't happen.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? It just didn't happen. So
well, we talk about that too. Is like we're so like kind of perfect, and like the vision was so perfect, and it created like because I never like I'm in the same boat as you. Like I really like I was messing with girls or whatever, but I wanted someone to be with me on this direction because like I was going that way. And I wanted someone to be on the journey. And we've kind of been on the same journey. And it was just like perfect. And, I think that we would have met each other in another lifetime. Or maybe we're from a previous lifetime. Right. Or like somehow our energies are just synchronized. Yeah. So,
I like it.
That was a great question though, bro. Well, what about you? How are you feeling in regards to like, you think there is a, twin flame or like a opposite energy or a powerful energy, or is that a desire that you wish to have?
So that's something I think about often. I definitely went through way too many females in my 20s to the point that I talk about this a lot and think about it a lot. And there's only like one or two girls that I dated in my 20s that I believe that was like actual twin flame, like we were on the same like parallel level. But right now I definitely am not in a place to where I 100% love 100% of myself. Definitely over 90%. But there's like that, I think like 8 or 7% that I feel like I need to keep doing shadow. I'm so obsessed with doing shadow work, staring in the mirror, writing stuff on the mirror, like just how I understand why I think the certain ways, what triggers certain things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get so deep into it to the point that I'm like transcending time in general, that I just feel like time stops when I'm doing that, and it feels great to do that. And every once in a while, like a female will come into my life and we'll hang out, but I just make sure to say, hey, we're not hooking up, we're not transferring, we're not exchanging energy, because I believe that when you have sex with someone, you literally are taking their energy, or they take your energy, or swap energy or whatever, and it's just like this spiritual ritual that I'm like,
really
no.
is,
And I did it way too much in my 20s that I was like, wow, that's where all this my energy went. Females just done succubused me up. I didn't mean it like that,
true,
but
though.
great clip.
I mean, it's real.
But that's what it felt like, dude. Especially when I was 29, I went to Houston.
Oh,
that girl, and bless her heart, she's doing great now. She's on No Jumper. Proud of her.
I don't know if that's an accomplishment. No Jumper. But
the thing is this how I know that it's real? Because she used to make fun of me for being an addict, because I was with her. I was on fentanyl.
Yeah.
Hard, bro. Like I was doing like at least like 100 pills every week.
That's
of
crazy.
Fentanyl. That's what people are dying from, and I was doing straight fentanyl.
That's crazy.
But she was making fun of me. She's like, you could quit. I know you could quit right now. She didn't understand that the withdrawals were terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, I left. I just saw her on No Jumper because she got addicted to Whippets.
Oh, no way.
For a month, and she was spending like $10K. And then this was very healing for me. It sucked, and she got through it. So it was very healing for me to hear her on No Jumper to say, I'm sorry to all the people I made fun of. Because addiction is real. And now her entire YouTube thing is like spreading that awareness. You know what I mean? So I was like, dude.
Hell yeah.
There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? She literally lost her feeling of legs and everything.
Oh, wow. Still? Like now?
No. She got it back.
Oh, okay.
But so like, I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Like I didn't expect for her to do that, because she just was so strong about never doing drugs.
That's
and then
crazy.
Whippets, I've never done a Whippet before.
I don't even know.
But she got addicted to it, spending like $10K. Well, that's
dude,
crazy.
There's I don't know, Jeff Iverson. He just reached out to you on the. I think I told you he wanted to do a podcast with you. He has a really dope story, dude. Like he owns Southern. I forget what it's called. Basically a rehab center, like a big one.
Know that. That's awesome.
Big one in Vegas. So he's big in the recovery scene, and he just got like he went through he had a crazy like. I want you guys to connect. Yeah, it's
maybe
like he had a crazy.
All three
that's what I hit him up today, see if he had time later. But he's like big into politics now. Like he's a powerful dude. He owns a solar company. His office is right upstairs.
That's awesome.
One of our clients. So he's really dope, dude. And he has a kind of similar story. I don't. Everyone has their own story, but he has a recovery story for sure. And he's big in the recovery scene and stuff. So it'd be kind of cool to like. He's like, yeah, I want to talk with Quest about that.
There was shifting gears a little bit. There was a little thought in my mind. When I first was starting to get sober, like the first 3 months of me sober, I felt like I wasn't even in reality still, just because
Really?
I felt like my soul was still trying to get back to this plane.
That's
Literally, I felt,
crazy.
and there's a term for that. They call it living in a pink cloud.
Really?
That's what it's called when you're when you're the first.
Because you were just high for so long.
So long that you just are trying to acclimate to this reality again.
My dad has said something like that to me before.
Right. So my mom thought I was still on drugs for a little. She was like, "Quest, what the fuck?" Like, because I was detoxing with her. So I think I freaked my mom out so much that she just threw me up the top of the mountain in a 3-story cabin that had no electricity, no running water, and that's where I detoxed. But anyways, there was a thought after I finally got back to this reality. I was like, okay. And I just didn't want to talk about the recovery anymore because I felt like it was, I didn't want to be identified with that. And it was for myself because every time I can't even watch movies that have to do with people doing drugs or shows or anything because it just reminds me of it again. It makes me feel like I'm kind of doing that, like living that life again. It's weird because, you know, they call channels, like when you're watching TV, it's a channel. You feel like you're channeled into that. You know what I mean? And I know it's kind of superstitious-y or whatever, but that's what it felt like to me when I'm watching like anything that has to do with drugs, like anything, right? So that's why I just kind of separated from the recovery scene. But now that I totally feel away from the pink cloud and everything, I feel like I can open up more about it now. And so this is something I learned. This is huge, actually. Something I've learned about doing drugs or anything, weed, any type of drug. The universe brought that into people's addicts' life, not to get addicted to it, but to learn from the frequency of that drug. Like, so like, you know, when I was on fentanyl or any opiates, you know, because you were right next to me sometimes, not with the fentanyl, but before, you were right there with me, understand? So you'd see, like, I just feel that comfort, or like I just feel comfortable in my body. That's how I explain it. Like, before I did, I remember the first time I did any type of opiate. Before that, I was always just like, didn't feel comfortable in my body. And I didn't know that until I did my first opiate. And I was like, wow, I feel comfortable in my body right now. You know what I mean? It's weird. But that the universe didn't want you to get obsessed, addicted to that pill or drug or whatever. It wanted you to learn from the frequency of that drug. So that way when you get away out of it, you still have that. You learn from that frequency, and now you can literally bring your body back to that frequency, and you can feel comfortable in your body from getting taught from that drug. That's what it's from. Weed, anything.
That's true. I mean, because that's why they do, like, you know, in like, I don't know what it's called. I don't want to be offensive. Like Indian rituals or stuff like that. You know, they go through that. Like they go through like a trip. They do like the whatever, lick the frogs or whatever. They go through an experience to like learn from that transcendence. Like, so I think there is value in that, like you said. I mean, and that's just the Western culture that we live in. Addiction is real. It's like it's a terrible thing to experience or whatever. But is it terrible? Who's to say? Like it's like what you learn truth from it. Like you were able to glean truth out of that situation, and that's like
all situations.
Yeah, all the time.
I feel like drugs is the same thing as just going through anything like a breakup. Right? It's just like a situation you learn from.
Right.
I think I forget where I was going with that, but I just basically believe that like everything is kind of just pushing you towards your highest self, but the only way you can get there is understanding that every little thing you go through is a learning experience. I know it's kind of cheesy, but literally it's just a learning experience.
It is.
And you just have to take that with you, because the difference between my 20s and 30s is I was going through shit in my 20s and just not learning from it. That's called raw dogging. That's what I meant by raw dogging. You're just going through failures and trial and errors and just not learning from it. You're just continuing to keep doing it over and over and over again.
That's
until you I literally flew off a 50-foot bridge and landed, and it felt like I was like, oh my gosh, Quest. It like shook me so much to the point that it like woke me up.
And it's lucky that you could wake from that.
Because if I didn't go through that, I would still be like on that path. You know what I mean? And I don't know. So let me ask you a question. For some reason, 29 is an age. I've realized that males specifically that I've learned, 29 is an age that males wake up. Why is that? Was that for you too?
Dude, I made my first $100,000 when I was 29.
No.
Yeah, so that's true.
Wow.
So that's like, that was at the age that I was like, all right, unlock this power, and started, tasting success, at least physically, because success could be whatever whatever it means to you. It's just your development of your consciousness. You're successful currently at creating the present reality that you created,
Right. So wait, say that one more time.
So you're successful right now at creating the reality that's around you right now. Like you successfully did that.
So this is going to be a little mind bending. So let me ask you this. And I don't know if you put this into words. I've never tried before, but it's something I think about a lot.
Let's hear it.
You know how we're human, right? Different perspectives. But how do we know me and you are seeing the same stuff? Like we can both say this is a mic, right?
Right.
But you could be seeing something totally different and saying it's a mic.
Yeah.
Just like, let's go to different things. Let's say colors.
Colors.
Like,
that's
what
a
if
good way.
you were, like, what if I said that's blue? And you're like, yeah, that's blue. But you were seeing red right there. But, like, your red is blue for you because that's all you've known in your life.
You're, like, registered.
That could be everything around us. You know what I mean?
It is. I mean, to an extent, it is.
So
I think
that's what I mean about
like
different perspectives.
Because even each thing, you have a different meaning you attach to it, like a different energy. Like you might have a certain energy towards this chair, but like maybe someone like saw their dad get murdered with a chair, and now like every time they see a chair, it's like a different vibrational energy that they see. Like, so it's like that's valid. It is. Every single person is that shade of like what you're saying. I think they do see everything external in a different way.
Right, because I saw this thing where I read this thing about how humans, we are literally walking projectors. So like whatever we're seeing, it's getting created in our mind first and projecting through our eyes. Yeah. So we could just be like in nothing. We could literally just be in blackness or nothing,
or
nothingness.
Plugged into a computer and we're in the matrix.
And then we're projecting what we want to see, but then it's just this. It's hard. I know it's hard for most people to see.
So
you know what I mean?
So what you're saying is valid.
Yeah.
It's 100% factual truth. What you're saying is like whatever we choose in our mind to see, we perceive. Now here's the fun part of being a human. It's like, I saw this studio coming together before it was together, right? And now you walk into this space and you see the space. You're like, oh, fuck, this is a real space. But before, this was not a reality, right? Like I saw the reality and I created it. And so the thing is, what makes you powerful, or what humans are, like their purpose is made to do here on earth is to see, have an idea, think a thought, whatever, and then through your eyes, visually your mind's eye, and then create it outwardly. And like, yeah, like I didn't just fucking blink my eyes and I was like, whoa, look at all this shit that's here. Like, like I had to, place it all together. But that's the fun of life. Like that's what the purpose of life is, to like have the vision and then create it, and then do the things you got to do to like fucking make it. And then all of a sudden you're sitting here and you're like, wow, look at this vision is clear.
Very true. So that's what I think. So like everything is, you have to think of it first. Everything in this world is because it was thought first.
Someone thought about this mic and then made it.
Everything. Okay. I'm kind of disconnecting because I don't know why, but I got to pee again.
So, all right, let's take a break. We're back.
Okay,
Part 2 of the Quest G.
So guys, I went through an enema.
Quest G. Dude, I recommend you do an enema.
Enemas are I didn't realize how important it was, but literally, I was sitting on a toilet for so long, and I was like, why can't I go? Why? What's going on? And then I got up, looked at the toilet, full of blood.
No way.
Blood.
Oh, my God, that's so scary.
It was the most terrifying thing.
Oh, my God, that just made me pucker my butt. Oh.
Yeah, it was terrifying. So I went to the doctor right after that because I was like, dude,
like, where'd you go? Like UMC or something?
No, ER.
Oh, shit.
There's a brand new ER right where I live, right next to there. Went there, the doctor said, that blood isn't from your insides. That's your asshole stretching so much, trying to get what's out. Pouring blood. I lost so much blood.
Your butthole ripped?
Ripped. Trying to get out. Yeah, dude. I know it's a lot, y'all, but.
Dude.
So this was literally 2 months ago.
Oh,
before I was sick.
Dude.
So he gave me an enema. felt like a brand new person. Literally felt like a totally new person. I was like, who am I?
Was it like a machine? Like, did it have jets, or was it just like the bag of water?
Bag of water.
Okay.
That's what it wasn't a machine, but I was like, why did I not know this was a thing? First I've heard of it, but it was real. Like, bro, it changed my life to the point that I was like, okay, maybe I need to do this more often. But then just recently, my dad had his appendix bursted, like when he was around 30, like almost 40. And like 2 weeks ago, I thought mine was about to burst too, but I was feeling right here. I was like, wait a minute. And I have a scar right here because one of my testicles got sucked up in my stomach when I was 9. And that's where the scar is over here. And I was like, oh yeah, appendix is on this side. So I was like, wait a minute.
So I'm good.
So what's over here? I was like, what is this? It was more shit.
No way.
I was so constipated again.
So did you do another enema?
I had an at-home enema this time.
Good.
And it literally, I was like, I'm floating again. I was like, do I need to be doing this more often?
You need to do it regularly, bro.
I didn't know that was a thing, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is my
if you do it every single day, it's supposed to like make you super powerful, like vibrationally, because you're cleaning out all the toxins.
Right.
Dude, I do it at least once a month.
It's like taking out actual demons.
It's literally real life, like the most poisonous thing in your body. Like it would kill you if you straight up just ate it or like got into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So it's like real life ass poison.
That's wild, dude. But anyways, yeah, I just felt the need to share that. I know it was very graphic, but it's important, y'all. It's
regular
very important.
cleanse.
And you'd be surprised how many humans are out there just full of shit.
Dude, and
physically or mentally, metaphorically and for real.
No, dude, it's like for real, yeah. And you could lose a ton of weight by doing that too. Like you literally lose like 10, 20 pounds just by
just losing shit, taking shit out of your body. You probably got 15 pounds full of shit. Because I was wondering, I was like, this isn't normal. Me shitting like a rabbit. They're just like little fucking pellets. I'm like, come on, this is not normal.
There's got to be some shit in there.
Yeah, that's all it was. I just wasn't hydrated.
Drink more water.
It's funny because my mom is in town. She like got me all these huge things of water. Like got me this thing with a.
Do you have like a water bottle?
Well, yeah. Now we got like 30 of water. Oh, you mean a water bottle to carry around with me? No, I don't have one of those yet, but I need to get one. Yeah, but I literally make it a thing to like, okay, I need to drink this amount of water, and I have a full thing, like 2 liter, like like looks like a milk carton, but it's water, and it's the type of water that my mom says is the best. I guess water's water, but before that I was drinking water straight out of the faucet.
Oh my god,
which is terrible. I didn't know.
So bad.
I had no idea. So she got me a filter to throw that in because even my roommates were doing it too, drinking straight out of the faucet. So I was like, yeah, nope, no more of that. So guys, don't drink out of the faucet. Enema up and be happy.
Dude, that is so wild.
It's serious, dude. I didn't realize how serious that was.
Dude, like that's a crazy story.
It's crazy, huh? Yeah, I didn't realize, honestly, but...
Well, that's what I was telling you is like, dude, we're now in our 30s. Like, your health, taking care of your health is priority. Like, eating good, cleansing, toxins, just being healthy, bro.
Yeah.
Healthy. Because I think in your 20s, you're so lucky. Like, you have so much radiant, like, life from... like childhood, like children are like radiating with life energy, so like you're like not mindful of it. Now we still are radiant. Like I feel like I'm radiating, but being more conscious of your health, your intake, like what you're intaking, just like the shit you're intaking with your eyes, like the media you're consuming, the TV, all the bullshit that you're saying, like you're mindful with the content you consume. You need to be mindful like the nutrition you consume, like what you put in your body, because that shit affects your energy. And ultimately, how I look at it, it's like about having the most powerful energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like being strong, vibrationally, putting out thought frequencies, like strong, powerfully, creating my reality. That's why I'm so like health conscious.
So do you think that, so health, everything, balance of everything, that's how you become more magnetic towards the things you want, right?
Well, dude, 100%. You become attractive. Like, so, and like, it's like a double whammy, because me personally, like everything I'm doing is to develop my power so that I could create like a laser beam, like boom, like, boom, fucking lamp there, right? Like you could become so powerful that you could just be like, call someone like, hey, bring me a lamp. And then a fucking lamp shows up. Like, you know, just that's like the level of power that I want to create. Like, boom, boom. Oh, you want to open up a store here? Boom. Building builds. Like, you know, something,
like
you know,
genie. Just. I understand it, dude, because it sounds ridiculous like a movie, but it happens so frequently with me, at least from my perspective. I'll say something and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did that happen instantly? Like that's crazy. Like it sometimes freaks me out because it doesn't happen as often as I would like it to. But when it does happen.
Yeah.
I'm like,
dude,
what?
I know.
How did that happen?
It's insane.
But so what I was gonna say is the balance. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of balance. So like so the reason why I think I had that problem with my gut and gut health and just health in general, I get not health, but like just foods and stuff like that, is because I felt like I was living too much in the spiritual instead of being here too. So having balance of your spirituality and balance in the 3D, 4D earth is so important because I was living in here because I wanted to escape this. So since I didn't have drugs, I just constantly escaped by thinking I was aligning with spirituality, which is like very important. But you definitely need to understand that that's not where you are right now. We're here. We're in both, but you have to have good balance. So that's why I think I had so much problems with my body because I wasn't thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's a high level of self-awareness. Yeah, and it's important. That's so crazy that you say that because I don't think I live as often as you do in the spiritual realm, and maybe as often as I should. Yesterday, though, because I'm like moving at hyperspeed right now here on the physical, like really, you know, things are materializing quickly. I'm very present physically, and when I got home, I was like, I was able to have a break kind of. And I was like, told Judy, I was like, I just need to meditate, dude. Like, I need to like really just study and meditate and like live in my consciousness for a while because like, not that I feel overwhelmed. Like, I feel like everything's under control, but there's just a lot. I feel like I'm inside a tornado and it's like, like powerful tornado. Like shit, the way the shit's moving around me is like, 2 times I teared up since probably the last time I talked to you. I was editing the video I posted, and like it's like a Nipsey. I used the Nipsey Hussle song, and like, bro, Nipsey Hussle had children, right? And I'm looking at like B-roll of like my daughter, and it's like, it's like such a fucking, you know, blessing to have her there, and like, you know, someone like Nipsey Hussle or Kobe Bryant, they were exceptional humans. You know, they deserve to be alive more than like. I mean, not that anyone's more important, but like some people are really far off, evil, gone. They can't be saved. Like, you know, Kobe or Nipsey, maybe they deserve the opportunity to be alive a little bit more. Maybe they don't, whatever, right? But the sense of
we're
that.
We're all one anyways.
Yeah, we're all human. But so like the fact that they are not here, they don't have the opportunity right now that I do to create as a human at the level in which I'm creating. It makes me feel so grateful, you know, that I have my family, that I'm loved, that my business is booming, that like just like the position I'm in, like to the point where I get worked up, dude. Like I could tear up. And then again on my way to pick you up, dude, I like almost started tearing up again. Like
really?
I'm so grateful, bro. Like I'm so fucking grateful that like for my life, bro. Like it's so dope. Like me 5 years ago wouldn't even believe the shit that I'm doing, you know, and like what I'll do next is exciting.
Right. So I think that's super important, especially tearing up. Crying is so important too. But thinking about me and you 5 years ago, when we first started or even when we first started doing this.
Dude, it's been like almost 10 years we've been doing this shit.
Almost 10 years.
It was 2000 what?
16.
16.
So 2 more years, so 8 years. But that's so important to really think about how far, how different and how much we've already attracted what we want. Because if you don't think about how grateful you are about that, it's almost like you turn your magnetic power off when you don't think about that gratitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you just keep saying, I don't have what I want, the universe is going to say, yes, you don't. And you're going to keep getting
exactly.
it.
That's fucking facts, bro.
Yeah. So you have to be grateful for what you have, and then the universe will say, yes, you're grateful, and I'm going to keep giving you more. That's something I've learned too. Universe will always say yes. Universe will never say no to you. But it's important the context that the universe is saying yes. Because if you say, I want this, the universe is going to say yes. You're going to keep wanting that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so true.
You have to be like, I have this. I'm grateful for what I have, and I have what I want and everything I want. The universe will say, yes, you do. And you're going to keep getting what you want or what you have.
Yeah, and what you want.
And what you vibrationally. You know what I mean? That's why that right there. That is why it's important to be self-aware. So deeply self-aware that you understand the fabric of the universe, because if you don't know how to attract. You know what I mean?
Dude, and what's crazy is like how much, it's crazy because we look at ourselves at like, damn, at 21, I was a fucking retard. Like, what was I doing, right? Like, imagine when we look at ourselves when we're 41 and then we'll be like, oh my God, 31, we're fucking retards. Like, what were we doing?
Yeah. But I think when we are older and we look at, like, say this video, I think we're going to be like, damn, we were pretty high up there. You know why? Because when I was 19, this is crazy to think about, but when I was 19, bro, I got this tattoo underneath here that says love to survive. And I'm like, how the fuck was I didn't know that when I was 19.
That's an insane affirmation. So protection that you put on yourself.
You know damn well that was like my subconscious trying to tell me through art, getting it permanently on my body to love, to survive, to thrive. You have to love everybody. Because I remember that was a time in my life when I was 19 that I was just started partying and I just was starting to feel cool again. And I was like, I've realized that as soon as I hug every single person around me, and we were going to parties and stuff, you were there too.
Yeah.
I was starting to date Azure. Bleep that. But I was like, literally just love to survive is making me happy. So like I was, that's why I'm like, I think about my 19-year-old self, and that's one of my favorite tattoos, even if it's the most terrible quality tattoo. But like, I'm like, damn, I was so like free-spirited at that 19-year-old age and didn't get hurt yet, to the point that I was like, just love to survive. And I'm proud of that 19-year-old version of myself to even be cognizant of that. But then I went through all the pain right after that. But I think that's why I did it, because every time I looked at that tattoo, even when I was going through pain, I was like, even though I didn't at this magnitude of love, that little seed that I planted for myself at 19 right here, when I look in the mirror, even if I didn't read it, subconsciously it would be there, and it would kind of remind me just to love, even if it was just a little bit of love. You know what I mean? Love yourself too. Yeah. Like whatever it was. I'm just proud of myself. Like so like what I'm trying to say is, when we're older, I guarantee you we're gonna look back and be like, damn, we were low key.
Yeah, proud of
even if it wasn't us where we are at 40, but we'll be like, damn, we knew what we were saying. And then we're going to look back. It's hard to explain, but we're going to look back and be like, we were pretty high up there, like mentally. So I think that's going to be how it is. But we definitely will be like, damn, we didn't know a lot.
It's crazy how time just keeps going, dude. Like, doesn't that crazy? Yeah. Like, dude, it was like 2008 seems like lifetimes ago, just out of high school or in high school. Well, yeah, 2008 I was in high school. But like 2009, 2010, like... It's crazy, dude. Like, it's 2024. It was 24 years ago, 2010. What the fuck?
Wait, no, it was 14 years ago.
Or 14.
It's okay. But still, 14 is a long time.
14 is a long time. Holy shit.
That's a long time, dude. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think about that, too. Time just keeps moving. And I honestly feel younger right now than I did when I was 22. It's weird. Like, different ways, obviously. But I still feel younger, as in, like, I feel, because when I was 22, my potential, or the potential I felt was non-existent.
Yeah.
Because I was just so in the thick of partying and caring what others thought.
Yeah.
So now,
same too.
Now that weight is gone, my potential and energy and everything feels so much higher, and I just feel like this crazy feeling always around me that I have potential, just like like just everything. It just feels like young. I guess the word's young, but it just feels like I have no weight on me right now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good feeling. Yeah, like peace of mind,
and it took a lot of work to get there.
Clairvoyance. Yeah, I mean, we're just a work in progress. You know what I mean? Like what we had is like we're continuing to unlock or uncover truths of the universe, and that's the thing. So like we talked a little bit about like Jesus and like the word for like Christians that do that is called promulgating, and it's kind of what promulgating, the definition of it is where they're like forcing their beliefs on you, like kind of telling you like almost blindly to where they're not seeing like anything else, like nothing else is true besides this. That's promulgating. And so Christians have a culture of promulgating, and not that they're right or wrong or whatever, but like when you stick to like a story, you're like in this box, right? Like you're only seeing the world from this little tiny box.
Right.
When, like,
it's not that they're wrong. It's
just you're not wrong. Right. It's like there's also, that is maybe what you believe is valid, but also there's so much more to the universe, and you not being open to whatever else could possibly be.
You literally have to pull yourself out of and look from a bigger perspective, and then understand that you're not wrong. But
potentially more.
The truth is subjective, dude. Right. Everybody, I feel like every person is correct. That's how I look at the world.
That's true.
I almost.
I know what you said. I don't think it picked it up, but I got it. I got the energy transmitted.
Anyways, so anytime someone will say, like, talk about the Bible, my grandparents, anybody, like, talk about the Bible, I look at it like, you know what? They're right. But you just have to kind of look at it like they're right, but there's so much more.
There's so much more, dude. We don't even know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know.
It's inconceivable.
We don't even know. Like, dude, I try to tell this there's this salesperson, bro, that they're like savage. I'm very proud of how persistent. They've been following up with me for years. Like, dude, I'm telling you, years on Instagram, like persistent.
Yeah.
And so I'm always like, dude, I admire you, but like there's like I don't want to conduct business with you. It's cool. It's like not even anything personal. I just don't want to do it. And they're like, well, can you help me understand why? And I was like, well, listen, there's things in the universe we don't understand, like how gravity works, how electricity works, and that's okay. We don't have to understand them. It's not your purpose. Like, it's not for us to understand what we don't know. Like, you know what I mean? And like, and then going back to like the Jesus situation, like he healed people. So in this book that I'm telling you about, I'm going to send it to you. It talks about the infinite subconscious and like, in Christian context or in the Bible, it says like Jesus was like, it isn't me that doeth the healing, it's the Father that dwelleth within us, which is just a scripture. But if you change
repeat that one more time.
It isn't Jesus, me. He said this, like, it isn't me that does the healing, it's the Father that dwelleth within us.
Okay.
So if you change the verbiage, it's like, look, I'm not healing you. It's the universe. It's the ether. It's the power in which the universe has for you to heal yourself through this intention, and the power of thought and mind and affirmation creates matter to shift inside of and that's how a tumor could disappear, and that's how cancer could be healed. And so that's what that book talks about. It kind of like says like the Christian terms, but then it kind of breaks down like the universal theories of it and stuff. So it's really dope.
So that's what I learned too. So Jesus, it was a real human. He was a teacher. He wasn't trying to teach everybody about this God that was outside of man living in the sky.
Yeah, literally.
He was trying to teach everybody that you can become a Christ yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's something I learned, and when I heard that for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense, because when I would go to church with my mom and stuff, I would be so disconnected because it just didn't feel true. My child self knew that this was bullshit.
This is a story. Who's telling these stories?
It was propaganda from churches to make money.
That's what it is.
That's the sad truth.
It really is. Organized religion makes money.
So because think about it, if the church or anybody, if we knew that we could become Christ ourselves, the church would be out of business.
Yeah, you don't need to connect to source. Like, being with a bunch of people, it does help amplify the energy. But I mean, that's the value, I think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good stuff that comes from church and everything.
Right.
But the sad truth about it is that they're
It's definitely probably
keeping
profitable.
you trapped in there because they're living out of fear.
Yeah.
That if you learn the truth,
Yeah.
the actual truth of becoming eternal yourself, or becoming not even becoming. You already are this.
Yes.
All you need is the knowledge, and literally the knowledge will turn a switch in your brain that you just like understand that
That's true.
you are the universe. Literally, you are the universe expressing itself, and in a perspective of trying to understand. So this, about the Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah.
Like, what they think. So who knows how the universe started, and who cares really?
Right. That's true.
So, but I always like to think. I think the universe just started from a quantum level of nothingness, but then was maybe just had this little, who knows where thought comes from in general, but like, how cells, it splits. And, I think that's kind of how the universe started. It just started splitting at a quantum level, and that just kind of how like humans give birth. It's just a cell splitting from another, and we're just surviving after that. Anyways. So I think about that a lot because that's how we attract, is from quantum entanglement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so much deeper in it, a lot to explain. But do you think that the universe, like at the very beginning, what do you think is the equivalent to ego or ego? But at a quantum level, or no, at the beginning, you know what I mean? Because I think the universe started because it was curious. I guess that's the word. Curiosity is low key egotistical. Is that a hot take, dude? I know it's so hard for me to explain,
so I'm following you. I think ego is a human specific thing because ego. Actually, we need ego to survive because ego is what separates us from the world. So, like, ego gives us our individualism, like our vantage point. So, ego is us, like, being like, we are me, I am me. That's ego. Like, because if not, we're all God and we're all one and we're all like.
We'll start mixing.
We're all just like, no, I'm Quest. Now I'm water. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So the ego is a human thing that helps us perceive. So we actually need it to survive as humans, like, so that we have a perspective. So
what I'm asking is, why did the universe start in the first? Like, I know, obviously we don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all we're gonna get from this is we don't know, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that.
Hold on, I want to.
But
dive into that thought.
So going back to me saying you might be looking at a totally different color, or when we say chair, you might be sitting on a rock.
Yeah.
But you think you're saying chair, and I see that chair, but you're seeing a rock. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's a lot to say. What if we're just like, because we're all gods, basically, experiencing stuff, not in this not on this 3D plane, we're not gods, but we are in a deeper spiritual level.
100%.
So what if we're just like not really seeing this earth? There's an actual story about this, but what if we're not seeing, like, we're just tricking ourselves into seeing this reality, but really it's like stars around us,
bro,
and it's us creating this. But really, we're just floating around in stars.
Technically, we are. Like, we're on the Earth, space. Floating through space, and there are stars around. It is.
Isn't that crazy,
I think what you're saying is true.
We got such to a deep level of, like, the fabric of the universe right there.
So in this book I'm telling you talks about that. It's like the subconscious mind sees what it chooses to see. Like, kind of basically what you're saying.
So in that book, do they quote Plato a lot? Because Plato says that.
Dude, it's all. I don't know if they talk about. I think they might. They make references to the Bible, to like probably old stuff, like so. Yeah. So why was the universe created, or how was it created? I mean,
That's why I said curiosity, because that's the only word
I mean,
I
think it could. So in the book, it talks about like then the human has or like the fish has a desire to walk. So then it evolves and changes, and then it has a desire to fly, and then it evolves and changes into a bird, and it all comes from the desire. So like like you're saying, I think is right. Like it had the desire, the curiosity to be like, oh well, what about this or what about that, and then it creates and it creates and it creates.
Was the ego because the universe just felt alone and it wanted someone else, and to trick itself that you are not me. So
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it just wanted to talk to somebody.
Experience. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what humans are. Is God, source, energy, individuated, experiencing itself because he had subconscious thought, mind, universe had no one else, so it's like let me divide a bunch of stuff so that it could experience
itself.
Alone,
or just learn in general.
Yeah. I mean, well, Source Infinite already knows everything. Like it's just like already. So like it like brings us down to like let's say Source Energy, Infinite Intelligence, Subconscious Mind is like all the way up here, right?
Yeah.
So it brings us down to this like 3-dimensional level right here. Breaks it all the way down to here. So it's like when you get an ant farm, like you make a little ecosystem to like see it.
Okay, yep.
And then like it learns and learns and creates through different lives, keeps coming through back. And then once you like, let's say you master the human life experience, then you transcend to the next level of like light consciousness where you're like, light energy, no physical body. You're in a different consciousness, different plane. Who knows what goes on over there? Like, there's some really dope books I've read about that. Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a really fire book that talks about that. It's just like how you just transcend
dimensions.
Yeah, basically.
Just understanding that time's not a real thing. That's something I learned too. So when I was driving through New Mexico and I saw those light beings, I was like, because I didn't know anything that we're talking about, so I was like, what the fuck? Why is there human-shaped freaking light running, thousands of them running through the street, whether it was a hallucination or not? Right. I was like, what the frick is going on? Which now I know probably wasn't. Anyways, I forget where I was going with that, but yeah. Anyways,
I don't know where we were going. I forgot what we were talking about.
I think we're good.
Whatever the conclusion comes.
How long have we been going now?
Probably about an
hour. Hold on. Okay, so now I got rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Let's run it.
So when you look at me, because this is questions that people asked me to ask people for, like how you think of my looks. You know what I mean? So when you look at me, do you see more of my personality or me or equally both or what?
Well, it's like, I think you asked your mom this, right?
Yeah.
It's hard because I knew you before, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I known Quest's soul for a long time, for like over fucking maybe 20 years now. So like when I see Quest, like I just look like how I look at your body is like almost like a war general with all the medals.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
scars.
It's just like, what you've been through, I mean, I was there. I was a part of the story. Like, wow. I remember when you first got like your shit, we're like, don't do it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I fucking going viral.
Did it.
And I was there, dude. I was there when you got this one. And I was like, I was the one.
So you were there in the thick of it.
So it's like,
when you see me, you probably just see me for who I really am.
Yeah, I see your, where I feel like your eyes, the color of your eyes, you have like, I don't know if people know nowadays, but you had really light, and you still have them, really light brown eyes. They're not like dark like mine. They're like almost like hazel bright. So I feel like I still see your bright eyes is how when I look at you, you know what I mean? The rest, I mean, you're just Quest G, bro. I was there.
Yeah. So that's a perfect way to explain it. Literally, you can only explain it by just saying your Quest. You know what I mean? That's it. So it's something as simple as that. Okay. So what next? There was one last one. Hold on. Let me think. Oh, so when we're out in public, do you notice people rubbernecking and staring at me?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, we don't go
out.
How
do you feel about it?
I think it's kind of. I think it's it's kind of an interesting like social experiment, like, you know, because we're just like bullshitting about water, what electrolytes or whatever the fuck we're talking about,
right?
You know, and then like people are like, it doesn't like, I don't know, I don't feel any type of way about it.
Okay, so let me say it one more time just for the clip, because I'm doing this because I remember last time we didn't get good clips because I accidentally interrupted you or something. So when we're out in public, do you notice people staring? And if you do, how do you feel about it? Plus, how did you feel back in the day when I first started getting a lot of tattoos? And how do you feel different now?
Dude, well, so I feel like back in the day, we always thought, like, I don't know about you, we were like, we're fucking famous, bro. We're going to make it. We were already rock stars of our story.
Correct.
So, like, you know, we always had camera guys, like, following us. So back then, people would look at us in a different light. Like, what are these kids doing with the camera? Like, whatever, you know? And now people, like, look at you because of just solely off your appearance. And Quest, she's, like, low-key pretty famous, low-key. Like, a lot of people know who you are, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so there's that level of, like, fame and your appearances. And so like when I feel like we're safe. Like when I'm with you, I feel like I'm in a safe presence, and my wife sets like a spell or whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, you're safe, you're protected. So every time we're together, I know I'm safe and I'm protected. And like, it's like we're in our own world, like in a bubble, and everyone's just looking at us because we're rock stars. Like we're extremely successful individuals. Like, of course they're looking at us.
You think it's a type of celebrity energy type shit?
I mean,
that you have to tap into, even if you're not a celebrity at the time, you still can tap into that energy. You know
what it is like we're an anomaly in the matrix. Like, so what most people live in a box, right? They go to their box cubicle job, they drive in a box, they like get home, they watch a box on TV, they look at their phones, and we're on the phones. Not doing that. We're out here just like doing whatever the fuck we want in this life.
Right.
And so we're like an anomaly in the matrix. So it's interesting to watch. So like, you know, when we're out and about regularly, like we're doing regular shit, not going to our jobs. So people that are at their jobs or on their way to jobs, whatever, like, these guys, like, this guy looks interesting and they're free and they're having a good time or laughing about some bullshit enemas.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. So how I feel is like, yeah, we're just living our life, and I've known you for a long time. And,
so to conclude that, it basically, whether people are looking because they're scared of me or they're interested or they know who I am, it all just mashes into one. Basically, whenever we're in public.
Yeah, I mean, and we got to block that energy, you know?
Because even when I'm with you, it's kind of the same thing, because there's not many people that walk around with the energy and confidence that you have. Just knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And have a plan.
Right.
And even if you don't have a plan, that plan's like, it's
the universe is creating it.
You know what's going on. It's like kind of like you're creating the floor to walk under you.
Yeah, exactly.
And people don't see that often, so it still happens even if I'm not next to you, I'm sure. So so that's what I concluded from that.
100%, dude.
I think that was a great pod, dude.
Yeah, we got down. We're
gonna do this more often too, and maybe next time we'll have someone with us.
Yeah, we'll have Jeff I, dude. I want you to meet Jeff I.
Jeff Iverson, which that last name really locks in with me, because Iverson, dude, you remember I was obsessed with Allen Iverson, so I'm going to tap in with Jeff Iverson simply because I feel like that's a sign.
It's in alignment with the universe.
To talk to him.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
We'll get down, dude. And then we got this space, dude, for the next 5 years. I signed a lease, so
really? 5 years?
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
We're safe. The business is doing good, bro. You know.
Here, and real quick, let me do you want to restart something so I can
plug the pod place?
Plug it. Yeah, let me do that.